What is going on, y'all? Check me out here, and in front of me I have the S24 Ultra. I got it in a little bit early, and you know I had to customize it. But all in all, here's my setup that I've been using. I'm gonna go through the apps, the settings, all of that. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is my lock screen that you see here. And what I used to get this was an app known as Good Lock. I pretty much installed this on all of my Samsung devices because it lets you keep like the Samsung UI and just tweak it a little bit more without actually having to put a launcher on your phone. So I like that aspect because, I don't know, it's like a happy median. So what I ended up doing in Good Lock was resizing my clock and repositioning it. I also added this widget from TickTick, which is the app that I use for my to-do list, and I like that one because it works between pretty much all of my devices. On my Android devices, it works on my iPhone, my MacBook, on my tablets. So I pretty much have my, reminders or my to-do list on whichever device that I'm on. But the list that I have here for now is my groceries list because it just makes it so much easier when shopping for groceries to just look right here and not even have to unlock my phone. So I like that. But the thing that I really like up here is in the bottom left, I basically have like access to a dock of apps that I configured within Good Lock. So I like the fact that from here I can quickly put my phone in Do Not Disturb or, go ahead and pop into YouTube without having to like navigate through my home screen and stuff to do so. And now the wallpaper, dang, how did I forget that? I got this from, hold up, let me see. So I got my wallpaper here from Backdrops. I really like using them because they have some really high quality wallpapers, and I can come in here and favorite the ones that I like, which I have quite a few favorited. They're all very crisp and vibrant and just clean. They don't have that like fuzzy look to it. So as far as the widget here, that's made with KWGT Pro. Now, one thing that I've done here is basically make this a stack because sometimes, I don't know, I get torn between widgets that I like for certain wallpapers. So now I just stack them. So I have this as an option. And then, I might want to switch it up a little bit and give it this look. Then when we jump down here to the bottom, you'll see that I have a plus symbol. So this is gonna let me quickly add a page in Notion. So Notion is what I use to keep up with a lot of my work things as well as my personal life. If you want to know more about my workflow or more about how I use Notion, maybe I'll do like a whole separate video on that. But definitely let me know down below in the comments. But the plus symbol lets me quickly add a page in there, which I like because sometimes I have these random thoughts and I feel like I've sometimes fumbled to get into Notion. Then beneath that here, I have a custom icon pack. I want to say this one is known as Cartoon, and I was able to set this up using Good Lock. So with Good Lock, I was able to, still use Samsung UI, but customize my icons. Like, that's my main thing that I want to be able to change. The look of my icons. But down here, I have some apps that I like quick access to, such as my Google Home app, which is how I control a lot of different devices in here, from my doorbell to different lights, the thermostat. A lot of that is controlled within Google Home. And then next to that, I have CapCut. That's what I use to edit like some of my short videos. The nice thing about CapCut that I love is that it has the trendy templates, or just templates period, to kind of either make it easier for you to get a certain look or to even spark some inspiration. And so like if I wanted to do that, then I'm gonna just hit use template, then I'm gonna choose the photo that I want. And let's see. Boom. Super easy. There's really no excuse for you to not be making reels, myself included. This is the app that I recommend to a lot of people actually for editing videos because it just makes so many things kind of like a drag and drop type of action. But anyway, moving on. Next to that, I have Instagram. If you didn't know, I'm also on that as well. So definitely feel free to give me a follow. I'm doing exclusive giveaways in the community chat up there. And then I also tend to do, like behind the scenes looks, updates, and things like that. And then next to that, I have Notion. So like I said earlier, I organize a lot of things in here. So what I've done is basically set up a page for my YouTube videos, my shorts. The dumb zone is where I put like the thoughts that I showed you on my home screen. I track my orders in here, subscriptions. Y'all, I have so many subscriptions. I'm almost ashamed to show you. What I've done is write all of them in here. I've written the price, the renewal date, the frequency of them, as well as the card that I use, and if it's a personal or a business subscription. And I know there's apps out there that will like scan your account and like import everything, but I'm not really big on that. I'd rather like manually enter it. But I have a ton of other pages in here as well. Notion is just a lot to go through, but if you've been eyeing it, I would definitely encourage you to download it. Next to Notion, I have YouTube and then Telegram. That's pretty much all that I have on my first page. Now, something that I did go in my settings and change is the screen resolution. I went in here and made that QHD+. I also changed the motion smoothness as well. All right, moving right along, my edge drawer here. Now in here, I put Good Lock, I put my messaging app. I also put this little shortcut here to quickly launch YouTube and Chrome together. I need to browse the web for something, I can do that. But now I may not even have to do that like that, y'all, because we got Circle to search. I might have to reevaluate how often or not so often I'm using this app, because yeah, I need to pay attention to that. But then beneath that, I do have Google Chrome and my settings app. And I like this because, you know, I can access this pretty much anywhere on the phone, so that's super nice. Then when we move down here to my dock, it's a lot of the default apps. Mine is Outlook, because that is what I use for my email. But then swiping over to the second page, I have a few shortcuts here, one in which I'm using now, which makes the screen stay on for like, I think what? I don't even know. I don't know how many minutes I set that as, but the screen stays awake. And then I could tap that again to turn it off. I also have a shortcut to quickly navigate me home. Then I have a shortcut as well for my work routine, which is gonna, you know, change things up to get my phone in a state to keep me focused for work. And then I also have a 45-minute grind mode routine. And pretty much what that does is put my phone in a certain state and set a timer for 45 minutes so that at the end of that, you know, my alarm will go off and I know to take a break, because I do work in sprints. But this is a stack as well, so when I swipe here to the right, it pulls up my Notion widget, which has my recent things that I've opened up. And then if I swipe again, it'll pull up my favorites within Notion. And then moving down beneath that, I have some shortcuts to my security system and a few folders down here. So I have my work folder, and you know, I'm gonna just go quickly through these. I'm gonna just show you, but you can feel free to pause it if you wanna get like a better look at things. Then after those folders, I have a shortcut that takes me to my camera app and instantly opens portrait modes. And because I'm always changing my wallpaper, I do have a shortcut here that lets me open up my settings and go ahead and change my wallpapers from here. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I did use Good Lock quite a bit up here to finer tune things. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is how I customized the lock screen. And that was done here under the makeup section with the lock star. So once I toggled this on, I could then come in here, tap on the clock, I can reposition it where I want it to be, and resize it as well. You can even tap on that little 4 square icon in the bottom left of it, and then play with the transparency so it's not as visible on the lock screen. And to add a widget, you're just gonna tap on the background here, select Add Widget, and it'll pull up all the widgets that you have on your phone in which you can add. And then when you're done, you just tap Save. Now, the other thing I customized was my home screen, and I did that using Theme Park. So you just navigate here to Icon and then Create New, and then you're gonna select this icon here that looks like a little image, and then we're gonna tap Icon Pack, and now we can choose an icon pack that we wanna add. So I'm gonna say Vera here, then we can hit Save. I'm gonna call it such, hit OK. And then if I want to use the icon pack, I'm gonna just select it and hit apply. And boom, now I have the Vera icon pack. That low-key looks good, actually. Now, the other thing that you can do in here that I want to say I had on the original icon pack was a resize of the icons. So if you tap on the icon pack and you hit edit, and then you hit this down arrow, you can come down here and resize the icons. And then one that I found really interesting was Nice Catch. So this is gonna show you different apps that make your phone vibrate. But sometimes my phone will vibrate and I don't know why, so this kind of gives you a log so you can keep up. And another really useful one that I like is Registar. This lets you rearrange the items in your settings. Because there's certain options that I used to always wish were at the top because I visit them the most, and so now I'm able to do that. And even get rid of options that I don't want. Now, I'm gonna go through my app drawer and just let you kind of get like a look at the different apps that I have. One that I wanna highlight is the Focus To Do app. This is really great for like focus sprints. It's a real simple interface and easy to follow. I also like One Tracker to monitor packages. That way I know where items are on their way to me. And Crowd City has been my like little addiction in terms of gaming. Like it's an old fave. I played that game on and off throughout the years. It was a feel-good game for me, so I installed it up here. And now that I say that, Plants vs. Zombies was too, so I might be installing that up here as well. But nonetheless, that's my game of choice right now. Now, I know I oftentimes get questions about my wallpapers. So I do want to jump in here and show you the wallpaper apps that I'm using. These are the top 4 that I will say that I use right now, which is Backdrops, Nothing But Walls, Wall Candy, and then the Wallpapers app. Now, Upkept. This app is super useful for all my homeowners out there. It's a lot to keep up with the different things within your home, especially if you are a first-time homeowner like myself. So it lets me stay up to date on different repairs or maintenance for things. But I love the simplicity of the app. It's very straightforward and it looks good in the process. Now, when I did first get the phone, I posted on Instagram to let me know if you had any questions and I would answer them in an upcoming video. So the very first question that I have is, how is the reachability? I will say you definitely have to shift the phone up and down, you know, to get to certain areas, but it's nothing that, I don't know, I'm not used to. So yeah, with one hand, I'm definitely not getting up to that top right edge of the screen, but there is a way to make this smaller so that you can navigate to things better, but I like the look of this more. All right, now this next one. What are my thoughts on the flat display and loving the even bezels? Hear me out, y'all. I really liked the curved display of the S23. It had its disadvantages in terms of things like screen protectors, but I don't know, I liked it. So the flat display up here is really nice. It to me enhances the look of the display. It definitely is gonna help in the area of screen protectors, which I struggled with when it came to the S23 Ultra. But I can say I'm definitely loving the flat display here. It just looks better. This next question, how's the battery and is the 2600 nits bright enough? For me, I will say the battery has been great so far. It's definitely gotten me through the entire day and on into the next day as well. So I'm not charging this every single night. And as for the brightness, I will say that I can see the phone very well in bright conditions, and I do see a reduction with the reflectiveness. This last question, why does Samsung make an iPhone? There's definitely some physical similarities, but as soon as you turn this phone on, you can tell this is different. But all in all, I'm enjoying the S24 Ultra thus far. The AI features are really nice. I'm actually doing a video, or it might already be out right now, of some S24 Ultra tips and tricks. If it is live, it will be linked down below as well as in the corner somewhere of this one. I like the S24 Ultra. I just love working from this phone because it is just so versatile and useful. I'll definitely give it some more thoughts of this over time, so be sure to follow me on IG. But until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.